I am so happy to be here. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. And for those who don't know, you can connect with us live on our Facebook page, our Facebook group, by going to psychictalk.net/Facebook, and there you can you'll be in our group, and I will be live on air there as well. I won't have my camera on there, but there's a reason for that, and it has to do with our topic that we have been going through this month on discovering our gifts. So today we have 3 special angels stepping forward to us with our energy of this week. So we have Archangel Haniel, as well as Archangel Uriel and Archangel Shamuel. So this week's energy, as we in the States get ready for Thanksgiving, is about loving ourselves. So last week we went through, last week's energy was a little bit about that as well, loving ourselves, being grateful for ourselves. And so we're kind of continuing that energy in loving ourselves. And Archangel Haniel steps forward, and she doesn't really step forward too often when it comes to myself and my shows. And she's stepping forward, and she's been hanging around for a while around me. And she's stepping forward because she wants us to really give ourselves that grace, to forgive ourselves for those things that come our way that we are hard on ourselves about. So many times we are able to forgive others very easily, but when it comes to ourselves, we have a hard time doing that. And so Archangel Haniel is here to remind us that we have to give ourselves grace, that we have to forgive ourselves for those things that the mistakes that we make, because we have to remember that we are human. Even though we may be these perfect souls, we're still human. So it's really important for us to give ourselves that grace and forgive ourselves when we have those times where, if you have children, if you yell at them, to forgive yourself for it and then be able to move on. So, forgive ourselves, learn the lessons behind them, and to move on and release it and let it go, so that when the time comes when a similar situation happens, we can then be able to move on through it in a better way, respond in a better way, and not be triggered by our children, or if we forget to do something, or we aren't there for someone because of the mistakes that we make, to be able to shift our energy quickly and learn the lessons from it and say, okay, now I'm going to be able to, if this happens again, I'm going to be able to respond in a different way, to be able to change my perspective so that it won't be a trigger, or it won't be something that frustrates us, or something that makes us feel those emotions that that are not who we are. And so that's what Archangel Haniel is here to remind us of. So first to do that this week, at the beginning of this week, and then we have Archangel Shamuel stepping forward. And Archangel Shamuel is always there when it comes to loving ourselves and self-care. And it was funny, this weekend I was tuning in and asking about this energy, and Archangel Samuel stepped forward and reminded me that it's time to set intentions. And I was a little confused at first. I was like, okay, we set our intentions for the beginning of the month or a new moon. And I totally didn't realize that we had the new moon this week. So, um, that's what they remind me of afterwards, that there was this new moon. And so it's going to be important for us to do that forgiving of ourselves and then set intentions, set new intentions so that we can really move forward in what it is that we're meant to do, what it is our purpose is, and those things that we truly want to achieve and want to manifest into our lives in this new cycle that we're in. This week when it comes to the full moon or the new moon. So, I encourage all of us to do that after, especially letting go and healing from being able to forgive ourselves. And then, as we set those intentions, to love ourselves as we set those intentions. So Archangel Samuel, also we do have Archangel Ariel stepping forward for us as well. When it comes to setting intentions and manifesting, she's always great when it comes to doing that. So, be sure to tune in with the angels this week and to ask Archangel Samuel, with his wonderful energy of love, to really show you and have you to see and feel that love that the divine brings us. And so that is that part of the energy, but as we also step into the energy of loving ourselves, forgiving ourselves, and really giving ourselves that grace, Archangel Uriel steps forward, and he is there to help us to really see our power. And so this week, as we do the loving ourselves, and as we tune in to do the releasing and letting go of those things that no longer serve us, Archangel Uriel is there to help us, to remind us of the power that we have, that power that's within us as we love ourselves, as we, really set that foundation of who we truly are, which is that divine love and light that we are. And so as we love ourselves, as we do those things that we are passionate about, as we are reminded of who we truly are, that power comes in, the power of who we are, the power of just how important that we are and how magnificent that we are, and that we're here to do so many amazing things. And so Archangel Uriel is going to remind us through opportunities that come in. And opportunities and experiences are not only just those things that come in physically, outside of us, whether it may be a new job opportunity or when it comes to love, not only those things, but those things that we need to learn are going to come in. And as they come in, to be able to shift that energy, because we know who we truly are and what it is that we're meant to do, as we do that, it's going to help us to switch that energy quickly, be able to take those lessons that we've learned and be able to apply them into our lives this week as those opportunities come in, as those experiences. And, for some of us, we may call them challenges. I really don't like to use that word when it comes to those things that come into our lives, because, challenges make it seem more negative than it should be. When it comes to those lessons that we learn from the divine, we are able to switch that energy. We're able to take those lessons that we've learned and to change that perspective on it so that it isn't a challenge. So when those things come in, to be able to quickly be able to see what we're meant to take out of them when it comes to those lessons that come in. So that is going to be the energy of this week. And it's going to be amazing. We're still in that energy of manifesting. And that's why Archangel Ariel steps in for us. Because, we had 11/11 earlier this month, and actually just a couple of weeks ago. And we're still in that energy. We're still able to manifest easily in this month. And we're wrapping up this month already. Next week, when I come on next week, it's going to be the last day of the month. And so they're reminding us that, as we wrap up this month, we are going to be coming out of that manifesting energy. I do want to mention, though, because we're always manifesting. We are always bringing things into our life. But this energy that we were in, this amazing energy of manifesting, of 11/11 that we were in, it's a more specific energy that has come in for us so that we can manifest even easier this month. When it comes to our gifts, when it comes to those things that we're meant to do, to be able to see those things. And so, as it starts to switch, as this energy starts to switch, I want us to really focus on that this week, to really focus on what it is that you really want to manifest, especially when it comes to next year, to kind of fast forward a little bit and to think about what it is that you want to really achieve next year. And so to be in that energy, to tune in and ask the angels, ask your guides to show you what it is that you're meant to see, what it is that you're meant to do when it comes to stepping into your purpose, stepping out of your comfort zone and being able to do those things that you're meant to do. So that is the energy of this week. And I'm just so excited because this energy this week is going to be a little bit slower, but it's really about focusing on ourselves and what it is that we're really meant to do, and really loving ourselves for who we are and for the amazing beings that we are. So if you would like to talk to me about the energy, or also if you'd like to talk to me about the topic, last week we talked about clairsentience and claircognizance. And so if you practice that this week, I would love to hear about that. So give me a call at 714-816-4628. And don't forget to press 1 on that keypad to be on air with me. Okay, so we are today talking about clairaudience and clairvoyance. So if you are on our Facebook group, you'll notice that I am not on camera today, and I wasn't on camera last week either. And there was a specific reason for that, because I want us, for those who are listening, to be able to practice these gifts as I'm on air with me. So last week I had you practice your clear feeling, your clear feeling, as well as to practice your knowing. So what was it that you felt, and what was it that you just kind of knew, that just kind of came in when it comes to your knowing, and when it came to me? So I gave that challenge out. And so, if you'd, like to talk to me about that, be sure to give me a call. And I'd love to hear, because, we all have these gifts. We all have these abilities to be able to psychically see, to be able to psychically know and feel. And today, clairaudience is, being able to clearly be able to hear, as well as clairvoyance, clearly being able to see. So the last week I talked about a little bit about my experiences when it came to clairsentience as well as claircognizance. And now this week, I do want to, um, briefly mention about my experiences on this topic today as well. When it came to clairaudience, I didn't know this, but when I was younger, I always had the angels there speaking to me. So, they were always communicating with me on what it is that I need to be doing, what it was that I need to know when it comes to what the angels were showing me. I just didn't know who it was that I was speaking to. So it was always that inner voice that I had. And that's how clairaudience comes to us. That small voice that comes in, that's within us, that tells us those things that we should be focused on, what it is that we should be doing, those right things that we should be, being to know and what to do. And so, if you can think of it this way, they have those cartoons where you're able to see an angel on one side and a devil on the other shoulder. If you remember those cartoons on TV, and one side the angel is telling you the good things that you should be doing, all those things that that are good, and that angel, the angel tells you what to do. And then on the other side, you have the devil telling you not to do something or to be bad. And in that same sense, that's kind of how our clairaudience works. We have that inner voice talking to us on what it is that we should be doing. And then when it comes to the devil, that cartoon of the devil, you have to think of that character as your ego. So, ego tells us that we are not good enough in some way, that, we can't do something, that, we don't have the skills to do that we don't have the gifts to do that. But that is not true. That's just ego stepping in to keep us in our comfort zones and to keep us safe, so that we are within our comfort zones, and we and our mind just telling us those things, so that when we don't go out of our comfort zone. So that is how we should see that. When it comes to the devil, that's our ego mind telling us that we can't do something, or we're not good enough in some way. But when it comes to the angel, to see that angel as that inner voice, we all have angels and guides always guiding us and supporting us and there for us. And they're always showing us through different signs, and also within ourselves, talking to us, letting us know that we should be doing something. We should step out of our comfort zones, to whether it's to speak to certain people or to join a different group, or in all these different ways. That is for our highest good. And so, I encourage every one of us to tune in this week. This week is about in tuning in, clearing out those things that no longer serve us, and then setting those intentions. And when we tune in, we're able to really hear from our angels and from our guides on what it is that we're meant to do, what it is that our next steps are, and how we're to move forward. And so I encourage all of us to really listen to that voice. We all do have that. And sometimes it's just that we don't know where it comes from, and sometimes we just miss it because it is very quick. Whenever it comes to our psychic senses, it comes really quickly. And so it's important for us to pick that up. Last week I had a caller about her intuition, and I had reminded her that it comes quickly when it comes to any of our second senses. And so if we are not aware of it, if we don't look for those signs, it's going to move so quickly that we miss it. And so I want to encourage you to do that tuning in, do the meditating, and as you meditate, you're going to be able to, hear, and, as you clear, and when it comes to meditating, you don't have to, completely clear out that mind chatter. It's when we tune in and when we ask our angels to step forward, they help us to be able to hear those things that we're meant to hear. And a lot of times when it comes to meditating, especially when you're new to meditating, I do have you put your hand on your heart and to imagine a space where it's very calming for you to think of those things that finds you at peace, that helps you to really see, really be able to feel that peace and be still. Whether it's a sunset, whether it's a body of water. I know for myself, whenever I'm near a body of water, especially like when I'm by the ocean, when I do get that chance, I'm able to really zone out. I'm just able to look at the ocean and just kind of zone out, just kind of not think of anything in particular, but, just stare out at the ocean and just kind of just look out there, and then my mind just kind of goes to wherever it needs to go, and that's when I'm able to hear the angels, and I'm able to hear my guides step forward. I'm able to see them. I'm able to hear them and just kind of know that they're there and their presence being there. And so, whenever we do meditating, I do have you think of those things that help you to clear your mind, to help you to zone out. Whether it is a sunset out in nature, whenever you look at a sunset, does it help you to clear your mind, to help you to really get into that energy of just kind of spacing out and then just letting things flow in. Or whether it's, you've been into the mountains and just see just how majestic it is, how awesome it is to be able to see those mountains and to see what it is that, the divine brings us. It's just amazing how nature is the way it is, with, how the divine has created nature and how we see the sunsets and how we see just how amazing that was. And so those things really help us, especially when it comes to nature, really help us to be in that moment, to be able to tune into, the spirit world, to be able to tune into, and meditate and be able to hear ourselves, our inner selves, our higher selves, and to be able to tune into our angels and guides and even different other entities that you may be able to see other beings that you may be connected with, and then being one with nature. And so that really helps us to really be in that um, that energy and be that um, in that space of connecting, being one with the universe. And so I encourage you to do that this weekend. As you do that, you are able to see and hear and feel and just know and be able to use those clear gifts that we have to be able to tune in and to be able to know what it is that we're meant to do. And so, when it comes to clairaudience, that's kind of what it's like, that small voice that comes in to help you and guide you and support you in your journey in this life. And so now when it comes to clairvoyance, that is being able to clearly see. And for myself, clairvoyance actually was one of the last gifts that I was able to really see. It wasn't one of my main gifts. And it was, when I first started this journey, it was a little bit frustrating. I wanted to be able, because I knew that I was meant to do Reiki, that I was meant to heal. But a lot of times I would hear from different people that, they're able to see these different colors. They're able to see the angels and, and guides and be able to use them to heal. And that was a little bit frustrating for me, to not be able to see that, in the way that others were seeing. But that was my limiting belief that was coming in. And so, that it was something that I needed to heal and then I needed to clear in order to be able to see. And so, eventually as I started the healing journey, as I was healing others, doing the Reiki work, I started to see the angels, and I started to see them in a way that was very different from some others that I knew. I didn't see them as colors at first, but it was images that I was seeing of angels and the guides, and so for me it was interesting that it came that way. And at first it took me off guard because I wasn't quite sure of what it was that I was seeing. And then because, whenever I heard from other people and how they saw it, it just didn't quite match. It didn't quite look the same. And so, I connected with the angels. Well, at that point, I didn't know that the angels were stepping in, but, I always had this voice telling me what it is I need to do, what it was that I need to focus on. And so I connected with this voice, and I asked them, what is it that I'm seeing? What is it? And is it something that I'm actually seeing? And so, eventually, I would receive the answer saying, yes, you need to trust in what it is that you're seeing. You need to trust in what it is that, who it is that's coming in, and to eventually be able to understand that I had this divine healing team that was stepping in during my healings to be able to heal in a new way. And so eventually I learned of the angels and learned which angels were stepping forward and got to know them and connected with them. And so it really helped me to open and expand my clairvoyance and be able to see them in a much better way. And now, I'm able to see them as well as others and guides and different beings that step forward, because I was able to trust and have that knowing, and also being able to keep practicing on what it is that I was seeing. And so when it comes to clairvoyance, that's how it comes. There's no one way that clairvoyance comes. So one way, great way of being able to practice your clairvoyance is being able to take an object, an object that may be right in front of you, and then, study that object, kind of look at it, and then close your eyes and see if you can see that object still, in your mind's eye. Now, what does it look like? What's the shape? What is the color? And that's how that starts. So, when it comes to meditating and when it comes to tuning in, a lot of times we're able to picture those things that we put into our meditation, our heart space, the things in nature. If you're able to see that within your heart space, that means that you are clairvoyant. You have that gift. But then now it's about expanding that gift. And so, this month has been about expanding your gifts and discovering your gifts. And so if you're able to take an object and then close your eyes and picture that object in your mind, you have that gift. So I want you to keep practicing that. I want you to, I encourage all of you to do that this week, to take different objects and then close your eyes and see if you can picture that object in your mind. And then, if you are new to meditating, to practice that in your heart space. So to put your hand on your heart, because whenever we, put our hands wherever our mind goes there. So putting your hand on your heart and really being in that heart space, and then creating that atmosphere, that space in your heart that is very calming for you. You're picturing the body of water, if that's calming for you, the sunset, the other elements in nature that really resonate with you when it comes to being at peace and at calm. And that is going to be your space. That is going to be your space where you go to meditate, where you go to clear your mind, and then focus on asking the angels to step forward, asking your guides to step forward, and then, and being, seeing them and to feel them, and using all of your different senses to be able to connect with them. So I encourage all of us to do that this week. So now it makes me happy whenever I talk about the clairs, because we all have these gifts, and I want to be able to help you and help others to expand your gifts and to be able to use them in ways that you're meant to use them. And so, if you're listening and if you'd like to talk more about how you've already been using your gifts, maybe not realizing that you have, be sure to give me a call at 714-816-4628. And I would love to talk to you about that. So, and don't forget to press 1 on that keypad also, so that you could be on air with me. So we are at the bottom of the hour, so I'm going to go through a couple of announcements on what is coming up on Psychic Talk. So you can go to psychictalk.net/upcoming to see all the shows that we have coming up. And on Saturday, we have Psychic Saturday, so Mary Brown and Dax Carlisle will be back, and they'll be talking about psychic spin. So are there infinite universes? So be sure to tune in as I talk about that. And they do have open lines, so you can call for a mini reading and just talk about the topic with them. And then on Sunday, Angelic Realms is back, and Maria Jumas will have our very own Sharona Rapsik on as an angel practitioner spotlight. So be sure to tune in with them on Sunday as well. And so, yeah, and it is going to be amazing. So be sure to tune in, and you can go to psychictalk.net/upcoming for all the shows that we have lined up for us. And then, be sure to also tune in. We actually will be in December next week, I just realized. And so, and the month has gone by really fast. And so be sure to tune in, and we will also have other hosts coming back next month. So be sure to check out what we have lined up by going to psychictalk.net/upcoming. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to actually quickly look into our chat room here before going to calls and see if we have any okay. All right. So let's take a few calls now. And let's see here. We have caller area code 917. Hello, caller. What is your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Area code 917. Oh, hello? Are you there?
Hello?
Area code 917.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello? Hi.
Hi.
What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Joanna, calling from New York.
Hi, Joanna. How are you?
Fine, and you?
Good, thank you. So how can I help you today?
Well, what do you think is going to happen at this new job that I'm at right now? Am I going to be here, or am I going to work in a school part-time? What do you see for me?
So I have Archangel Raphael stepping forward for you, as well as Archangel Gabriel. And so what they're showing me is that there is something that is going to change for you. And this change is going to be, I do see the school being more aligned for you.
Okay.
And when it comes to the school, what is it about the school that really makes you excited for it?
Maybe the community.
Okay. And so yeah. What was
Part-time
that
work
again?
is good too. Networking, part-time work, new people, excitement, working with kids.
Okay.
Maybe getting very good results and getting more popular. Step up in my career.
Wonderful. So, I asked you that because what the angels are showing me that it's going to be important for you to build up that momentum, that energy of being excited. Because as you think about this, as you think about what it is that you're excited about, it's going to really shift that energy for you so that you're open to the abundance that you're meant for. So, whenever it comes to excitement, when it comes to happiness and joy, that's when we are aligned to what it is that we're meant to do. So, I want to encourage you to keep thinking about that this week, and as you think about the school. So it is meant for you, so know that, but just keep up that momentum of that, why it is that you want to be at the school and what it's going to look like. Imagine what it is going to look like and see that vision for what it is that you want to do and what it is that you want to achieve at the school.
Okay.
Okay? All right?
Yeah.
Well,
thank you.
You are very welcome. Thank you for calling in, and I hope you have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
All right. And we have another caller. So hello, caller. What is your name and where are you calling from? Hello.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well.
And what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Terry, and I'm calling from New York.
What was your name again?
It's Terry, and I'm calling from New York City.
Oh, Terry. Hi, Terry. So how can I help you today?
Yes. Okay. So I'm going back to acting school. That in 2020. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to see. I'm going to start working like a dog, working really, really hard. Just wanted to see. Do you see me landing anything maybe in 2021? Any type of acting job, rather it's commercial or stage?
Okay, so let me ask you, what has really gotten you into acting?
You know what? A friend of mine suggested, an acting school once, and I went to it, but it's just that the school that I was going to before, I had to stop because of financial issues. So I wanted to get back into it.
Okay. And what really excites you when it comes to acting?
Well, you know what? What really excites me, I mean, I've always had the passion for it. Okay, commercials, I mean, as far as practicing, talking, that really got me into it. Unless you see me doing something differently.
Well, I kind of do. It's kind of in this area of acting, but have you thought about teaching?
I can do that.
Because that's what the angels are bringing to me. So I have Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Raphael stepping forward for you. And I do see that you've been doing a lot of work on yourself, right?
Yes, I'm done with that now.
And I do feel that that's awesome that you've done that work. And so what they're showing me is that you're in the right arena, but they want you to really expand yourself. And so they want you to see yourself teaching when it comes to acting.
Right.
So teaching on speaking, teaching on especially communication, because I can hear that you are great when it comes to your voice, when it comes to communicating. So that's, I want you to really focus on that when it comes to this coming year. So how does that feel to you?
You know what? You hit it right on the money. Okay, and I'm into it, definitely.
Awesome. So yeah, you have this natural gift. And that's why you're in acting. But yeah, what I really do see is really you having this passion grow as you teach, as you help others to become actors, to become speakers, because not only are you going to help them when it comes to acting, but you're going to help them when it comes to speaking and other gifts that they have using their voice. So I do see you doing such an amazing thing when it comes to teaching others. So, I want you to focus on that and do some meditating on it and really get excited for it. See that vision. We're still in this um, energy of manifesting. So, I want to encourage you to see that bigger picture. What is it that you really want to achieve when it comes to acting, when it comes to teaching and helping others? So really think big picture. And if any fears come in, if any doubts come in, to call on Archangel Raphael and do some more healing, because as we are asked to step out of our comfort zones, fears always do come in. So, asking him to help us to clear that so that you're free from the fear. I do feel it in your solar plexus right now, in your stomach, the fears that are coming in, some doubts. Um, but, to clear that with the archangels, and they'll help you to see what it is that you're meant to do and see that next step that you're supposed to take. So I hope that helps.
That helps tremendously. Okay. Sounds good.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I hope you have a wonderful week.
Okay. You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right. So if you are tuning in and would like to talk about your gifts, or if you'd like to talk about the energy of this week, be sure to give me a call at 714-816-4628. And don't forget to press 1 on that keypad so that you could be on air with me and talk to me about your gifts and what it is that you're meant to do. And, I've talked about 2020 a lot recently on here, on my Facebook page, and it's because the angels and the divine are really preparing us for 2020 to be able to step out of our comfort zones, to be able to step into our purpose. And so 2020 is going to be an amazing year. And next month, I'm actually going to be doing a preview on the year 2020. And it's going to be very exciting. Next week, I'm going to actually start with talking about December, the energy of December, as well as a week. But then also, as we near the end of 2019, I'm going to be talking about 2020 and what it is that we need to expect. And it's going to be an amazing year of growth. But this month, these last few months that we've had, it was, huge months about growth. We were asked to grow. We were asked to transform and expand. And now we're going to take those lessons and we're going to take the gifts that we learn about this month and use them and to see that bigger picture. And of course, when it comes to the angels, they always have me go through this before I share it with other people. But, they have really shown me what it is that my bigger picture is when it comes to next year, what is that I'm meant to achieve and step into. And this is what's happening with a lot of us. And so, it's going to be important for us to see that what is it that's coming in for us through the lessons and through our gifts to be able to help other people in a bigger way, to make that impact that we're meant to make. And so, I want to encourage us to do that tuning in this week. First loving ourselves, because when we are in that energy of love, when we are in the energy of really seeing ourselves in this amazing way that the divine sees us, we're then able to see the things that we are meant to do and we can do. And so Archangel Uriel especially comes in, showing us our power and showing us that we are meant to do these amazing things and that we are magnificent, so that we can step out of our comfort zones and take those next steps so that we can do those things that we're meant to do, whether it's writing a book, whether it is being a speaker, whether it's, uh, making an impact in your community in a bigger way. And so, I want to encourage you to tune in with the angels and ask them, what is it that I'm supposed to take away from the last few months that I've grown, from the lessons that I've learned, and with my gifts? What is it that I'm supposed to do? And so I want to encourage you to ask those things from the angels. And whenever we ask, the angels are always there. The divine is always there to provide us the answers, and it's all around us. The signs are all there. They're all over, whether it's through whatever it is that comes in our mind, and then being able to see the angel numbers that comes in at the same time. That's that's a sign for us to know, hello, pay attention. We're showing you what it is that you're meant to see. And all these other different ways, through other people and through different signs that really resonate with you. And so I encourage all of us to do that tuning in. So let's go to our next caller. So let's see. Caller, area code 678. Hello, caller. What is your name?
Hi, my name is Sonia. Hi, my name is Sonia.
Hi, Sonia. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Georgia. I'm calling from Georgia.
Oh, awesome. So how are you today?
I'm fine.
Wonderful.
I'm just fine.
So how can I help you?
Well, I'm calling because I recently just had a breakup with my boyfriend, and I just want to know if you see anyone new coming into my life. We kind of been doing this off and on for a minute now, but last night was like, it's literally over.
So I have Archangel Raphael stepping forward for you, and what he's showing me is right now it's time for you to heal. So it's time for you to do healing and to really focus on you. So, there's going to be a lot of things. If you call on Archangel Raphael and do some meditating, he's going to be able to show you who you truly are. And how long were you in this relationship with him?
How was my relationship with him?
No, how long was it that you were in this relationship?
Almost 2 years.
Okay. So what they're showing me is that you've kind of lost yourself when it came to this relationship. So, you were really invested in this relationship, but you kind of lost yourself in the process. And so Archangel Raphael really wants you to tune in with him so that he can help you to heal and help you to understand who you truly are. And, this week is about, giving yourself grace, forgiving yourself for those things that may be hard for you, and then to really love yourself. And Archangel Chamuel comes in this week with this week's energy to really help us to love ourselves and do those things that we're passionate about, do those things that make us who we truly are. So going back to basics, back to who you are. And so I want to encourage you to do this work with the angels, and they're going to show you what it is that you need to go back to, what it is that your focus should be on as you're doing this healing work. And as you do this work, as you rebuild that love for yourself, it's going to help you to strengthen that foundation of love so that you are going to be able to open up to that abundance of love, including abundance for other things that we're meant for. So I hope that makes sense.
Yes, yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it really does. Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. I hope you have a wonderful week.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right. So this week, I want to encourage all of you to really tune in, and I want to encourage you to discover your gifts. And we're already at the top, almost at the top of the hour, but this week is about letting go of those things that no longer serve us, and giving yourself that grace, forgiving yourself for those things that may come in that may trigger us, that may anger us, that may frustrate us, and then to give it to the divine and let it go so that you can be open to the lessons that come in with that, to be able to see the perspective, change your perspective on all those things that, to be able to see all those things that we're meant to see, because we are on the spiritual journey, and we're always meant to grow. We're always meant to learn things on this journey, and it's about remembering who we truly are as we go through the challenges, so to speak, and as we go through life. We're supposed to take everything as lessons, and to know that the divine is always supporting and guiding us. They're always working for our highest good, and they want us to be abundant, and they want us to do those things that we're truly meant to do. We are given passions for a reason. We feel the passions, and we feel these feelings of happiness and joy because we're meant to be in that energy. We're meant to be happy. We're meant to be in joy. We're meant to live a life of, in a high vibration and love and abundance. We're meant for abundance. And so it's really important for us to go back to what it is that we are truly passionate about. And our gifts that we have when it comes to clairaudience and clairvoyance and claircognizance and clairsentience and other clairs that are there as well. There is also clairgustance, which is being able to taste, as well as clair olfaction, which is being able to clearly smell. And we have all of these gifts because they're from the divine, but it's also within us. We were brought here to be able to use our gifts and be able to take those gifts and use them for our highest good, to do those things that we're meant to do, that purpose that we're meant for, and to be able to share that with others, and to share our divine love and light that we are with others. And so I want to encourage you to really tune in this week, tune in with the angels, really love yourselves, and see those gifts that you have. Whenever I connect with people, I'm able to see your gifts. I'm able to see what it is that you can do, that the amazing things you're here to do. And so I want to encourage you to tune in to the angels, to the divine, and really be able to see that, really be able to know how it is that you're meant to make that impact in this world. And we all are here to make that impact in this world. So I want to thank everyone for joining me today. I will actually be back here next week to talk about, do a wrap-up. So we'll be in December, but I'm actually going to do a wrap-up next week on our guests. And maybe talk about the clairaudience as well as clarification just a little bit. And then to talk about what to expect when it comes to next month's energy in December. We're already in December next week, which is crazy. We're almost at 2020. And it's going to be amazing as we prepare to go into 2020. And so be sure to join me next week as we wrap that up, as we talk about next month and what to expect. And so this week, to really love yourself, do those things that you're passionate about, and tune in, do some meditating, see your gifts, and see what it is that you're meant to do, and to remember to manifest this week, because we are ending this month with that energy. So to do, continue to do that manifesting, continue to do this work of understanding who you truly are and what it is that you're meant to do. So I want to thank everyone for joining me, for calling in. And also, our show was sponsored by free third eye readings. So be sure to tune in, check out their group at psychictalk.net/third eye, and you'll be able to see all that they have to offer. And until next week, I send you lots of love and light. And, as always, you can always reach out to me by going to psychictalk.net/Catharine. And you could find me and find all the ways that you reach out to me there. And you can also go to my page as well. So if you go to facebook.com/angelic healer and teacher Cath, C-A-T-H, you'll be able to see the messages that the angels bring, as well as channel guidance that I do, as well as energy of the week, which I will be doing very soon as soon as I come off here. But I want to thank everyone and send you all lots of love and light, and I will be talking to all of you next week. So bye-bye for now.